Hi Christian, nice that you are here with us. Can you tell us a bit about your role at Osapiens and what kind of challenges do companies typically approach you with?
Sure. Hi Julia. Basically I'm leading the delivery and customer success department at Osapiens. Our customers, they are mostly looking into all different kind of ESG solutions. So they're buying typically the entire platform or individual parts of it. And this can be quite a complicated task. So with our teams, we try to make it as easy as possible for them to navigate this journey and also to use our software products for this. And basically, my role is to discuss with these customers on how we can actually ideally support them within the current frame or the current scope what we deliver, but on the other side also to make the services better every month, every day, to actually make this journey as easy as possible for them.
That's great to hear. And from your conversations with customers, what are their biggest pain points that they are facing becoming more compliant and facing all of this big complex regulations?
Yeah. So typically, like a major challenge is always that it's really small teams who are in this project team. So typically 1 or 2 people managing like one ESG topic, or sometimes also intended to manage even several of this, which is just impossible sometimes. So this is one of the challenges. On the other side, collaboration and also with other departments. So typically it's sustainability departments we are working with. But for topics like CSRD, you need basically the entire organization and especially the finance departments. The next thing would be data availability internally, but also externally with suppliers for some cases, so that you really have the right data in place and that you also have access for it. And then also to make it pragmatic in the end and bring the initial project to a smooth end and transition it smoothly then into kind of a day-to-day business in the end and integrate it in the processes.
Okay, so while some companies are struggling with all of these big challenges, some somehow are tackling these regulations and all of these complexities really good, right? How would you describe what are these leading companies doing better?
So I would say that these companies, they're typically starting early. So they don't wait till the last second and then are surprised that the deadline is arising. So this we see that some companies, for example for EUDR, which is super complex and also time-consuming project, some companies, they were starting super early, also joining our impact workshops already more than a year ago. And then there are some other companies which are just waking up the last second, and then the moment also some regulation might change. They are also the people who are falling asleep then for a couple of more months before actually getting started again. So getting started, then making sure to actually progress with the different tasks that you need to work on. They collaborate then with the right people internally, also with suppliers. They make sure that suppliers know which requests are actually coming to them. They make sure that a lot of communication is happening in the end, and therefore make also sure that all the right data is at hand. But the key thing is communication, I would say.
Okay, nice. So that's actually a really cool overview for companies just starting to comply with all of these regulations, right? So while you were talking about the successful companies, what are the most common mistakes you see companies are making when trying to implement all of these sustainability measures?
I think in the end you need to see this entire ESG journey and ESG compliance as like an entire journey. So the thing what it is, not just something where you need to have this one check mark to actually do this one project, to file this one report, to comply with a certain thing, but to take it as a chance. So in the end, to really make sure that it's somehow integrated in the core processes, that it's part of the business strategy also, and that they take out the entire value of it in the end, and I think that's also the core thing of this entire regulation in the end, to push companies in a certain direction and therefore actually make sure that companies are actually prepared for the future as well.
Okay, and speaking about mistakes again, if you had to highlight one major mistake that a company or that had a big impact on a company's sustainability efforts, what would that be?
Yeah, I remember one example, one customer which was actually very much into this topic, so more in the due diligence field, so German supply chain law, which a lot of companies inside Germany have been busy for quite some time now already, and where companies were gaining some first experience to many degree also. So this one customer, they had a small dedicated project team, and this one colleague there, she was very engaged to make it perfect. So not to make it right, but to make it perfect, to make sure that data is not only validated, but certain things cut out to the left and right, and that only like really a certain set of data is in the tool. And the benefit of it was maybe not too high, it was just overcomplicating things. And in the end then also acceptance in the company itself was losing then, because I really think that there always needs to be a right balance of making things right, making things properly, and then on the other side also to know when it's good actually and when it's enough.
Okay, so from your experience, what would be the best piece of advice for companies to be sustainable, compliant and transparent?
Yeah, so basically get started early. So look on the deadlines that are there, and don't only calculate for the time that you really need to implement a tool or to really get up and running, but to take it as a journey, because basically with doing the first steps you will identify that actually to the left and to the right you need to do some organizational things in your company. And implementing a tool, this is basically not too complicated, but to really take out the maximum benefit of it. And on the other side also to implement some organizational changes. So that's always the thing which takes time. And I mean, you want to take the maximum out of the potential for your company, and not only check this check boxes, but really make sure that in the end it makes some impact. And I really see very often with a lot of companies that they're really engaged and really have the best interest in mind when it comes to society, planet, and definitely also then to the company. And for this you need to have some time and the right people on board. So don't see it as a siloed game somehow, or a siloed task that you just need to fulfill. Get the right people on board. Even you may be working in a rather small team in the end. There's so many other people out there in the world or in our community then in the end also, where you can exchange about certain topics and where you can actually learn. So everyone is somewhere in the same boat, and you can exchange and learn from each other.
That's great to hear, especially the community part, right? So you were talking earlier about smaller teams and how difficult it might be for them to implement all of these complex regulations. Do you have a specific takeaway for these smaller teams to be part of a bigger community, helping them to fulfill all of these regulations?
Absolutely. I think the major advantage of us as a software company with thousands of customers also actively using either the entire platform or individual modules of it, is that we bring this community with us. So this can be in person in our events, this can be in personal one-on-one exchanges, but this can be also digitally. And I definitely want to invite all customers to use these possibilities, to if you're on our events, use this chance for exchanging with the other companies, with the other customers, with people in the same role. Can be from exactly the same kind of company, but also something some totally other industry. And I think also this possibility of connecting online and discussing about certain things, it can be a very crucial element of this entire journey. So connecting with other people and doing this journey together.
And we should definitely invite everyone to join ESG Peers, right?
Absolutely.